Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the finale to my Pan Those Eyeshadows 2020 series. This project was created by Alexi in 2017, I believe, and is the second year I did it. I had big plans for 2020, as I'm sure all of us did, and I did a terrible job with my panning this year, so I'm going to be sharing with you the progress I made since my last update, as well as some pitiful stats for the year on how this project went for me. I will be doing this project in 2021. I hope to have that video up around Christmas Day, but I'm about to film it right after this one. We're just going to basically pretend that my January videos were my December videos. I'm going to be packing as much as I can into January finales, intros, all of it. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you love project panning, because I have a whole lot of project panning content coming at you real soon. To start off these updates, I always insert a picture on one of these sides of the color story I've been working with over the last month. However, like I mentioned, my videos are all out of order and off schedule, so it's been a lot longer than that. And the shadow I've used the most, I've used twice since the last update. In my defense, I moved, hence the weird background. I feel like it changes just a little bit every single video while I try and get this setup sorted. I'm sorry you can hear the kids upstairs because I'm now filming. Now we have 2 levels. My last house was only 1 level, and they're loud. They're playing up there and crying. Okay, the shadow that has been in here the longest comes from my Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and I was working on the shade Guilt Trip. I've used this an additional 2 times since the last update. I again was inspired by Laura to put the uses up here in the corner. There are uses since the last update, total uses in this project, and the goal is obviously to hit pan on them, or I'm able to roll them out after 30 uses. I didn't meet either of those goals. I have this on the outer half of my lid and lower lash line today. I really liked using this on my lower lash line through the duration of this project. There is a dip in there, as I'm sure you can see, but I was nowhere close to actually hitting that pan. Next, from my PUR Festival palette, this is the palette I received in BoxyCharm. The shade Good Vibes was chosen for me, which is this deep-ish coppery shade. And I feel like if I were able to have focused on this shade more, which is obviously my intention with this project, but 2020 just got away from me, I don't think I would have needed that long to hit pan on it with actual consistent use. There's a pretty good dip happening in here with only 8 uses. The shade is quite flaky. It doesn't pick up the greatest on a brush. I always had to use my finger, and a lot of it picked up on my finger every time I used it. So as you can see, there is a dip happening in there, but I wasn't successfully able to hit pan. From my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, this is the second time it was rolled into this project, and I was working on the 29th shade, which is this kind of warm grassy green shimmer. I hit pan on shade 30 earlier this year in just 16 uses, so if I could have just buckled down and focused on it, I probably could have hit pan. I did not use this shade at all since the last update. The Morphe and KathleenLights collab palette, the 7th shade, was the one pulled in, which was this icy lavender kind of shimmer. It has a bit of a taupey undertone to it as well. I have this on the inner half of my eye look today. I really do like this palette. I don't consider Morphe to be cruelty free anymore, so it's a palette that I would like to work on at some point. This shade's a bit dinged up because Wyatt got his hands on this palette when he was a lot smaller. So I'm glad this palette got used from me this year, but again, no pan. And the shade that was pulled into this project most recently was a ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Crimper. This is a metallic finish. These shadows are not that hard to hit pan on, again, if I had given it the attention that it deserves. I scuffed up the top. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's like the tiniest tiny dip. I'm looking at my monitor over there, but I mean, you can hit pan in these shadows with one use if you really push your finger in there, because there's a bit of a button, if you will, right in the center, but I didn't do that. I tried to use it as evenly as I could, but yeah. So those are the 5 shades I have been working on. Clearly I had no pans to close out this project with, which is a bit disappointing, but 2021 is going to be amazing. Some quick stats. I just showed you 5 shadows, and those are the only 5 roll-ins. I only rolled out 5 shadows throughout the year, and then these were the shades that were rolled in, you know, as I went along with my project. My goals within this project are to use a shadow 30 times or hit pan. I have that usage goal in there because I can typically hit pan in something, you know, just before or even just after 30 uses. So if at 30 uses there's a huge dip, I can keep it in. But alternatively, there are shades I don't hit pan in for 60, 70, 80 uses. So if the shade looks barely used after 30 uses, I was allowing myself to roll it out, thinking that it would keep the project moving and I would get to work on a ton more shades throughout the year. Obviously that didn't actually happen, but next year, like I said, is going to be so much better. So out of the 5 shades I rolled out, 1 I vetoed. I just wasn't using it for months and months on end. I don't know why I kept it in as long as I did. I definitely should have rolled it out sooner. 2 I hit my 30 uses goal on and did not hit pan, and 2 of them I did successfully hit pan in those shades. I'm really not happy with how this project went for me this year, but tomorrow? No. 2021 is going to be amazing for this project. I'm feeling super motivated and excited for it. So keep your eye out for my intro, which I'm about to film right now and should be up really soon. I'm so excited to refresh all of my projects, and yeah, keep your eye out for that video. Did you do this project this year? Was it way more successful for you? I hope it was. Are you doing it again next year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!